Listen closely, chosen soul. There's a profound whisper moving through the fabric of reality, a signal far more ancient and powerful than anything that registers on your physical senses. This isn't mere static or a fleeting thought. It's a direct, intentional transmission from the highest spiritual spheres, designed for one recipient, you. This perfect timing is not a stroke of luck or a random, universal blip. It's a moment specifically engineered by the divine. The heavens have paused their eternal rhythm to focus a singular, monumental force upon your life. A celestial marvel, known to us as 3 Atlas, is crossing the cosmic threshold. This entity is more than just a cluster of matter drifting through the cold vacuum of space. It is a sacred cipher, a heavenly mandate encoded within the universe's flawless mechanics. The essence of this celestial intervention is singular and deeply personal. It was dispatched across light, years and timelines for the express purpose of unlocking the vast, dormant potential housed within your spirit. Can you feel that subtle, insistent vibration in the core of your being? Don't dismiss it as mere nervousness or an unexplained restlessness. That is the initial surge of your own spiritual activation taking hold. The very atmosphere surrounding your existence is becoming electrically charged, not because of earthly weather, but because your destiny is now aggressively pushing to the surface. The dramatic appearance of 3 Atlas carries an undeniable message, a singular truth. The era of the chosen is here. This entire phenomenon transcends the limited scope of human astrology or conventional astronomy. It is the enactment of ancient prophecy. Heaven operates with meticulous intention. When it orchestrates a major celestial shift, it is never without a decisive purpose. Just as a star carves a distinct path across the night sky, its movement serves as a mirror reflecting a monumental transition occurring deep within your soul. You have certainly felt the internal tremors, the persistent, unshakable feeling of being on the precipice of something immense. That feeling is the divine preparation for a revelation so grand it will fundamentally redefine your reality. You are not simply imagining these sensations. 3 Atlas is not a benign spectacle viewed from Earth. It is perfectly and deliberately aligned with your timeline, serving as a cosmic signature that confirms the truth your spirit has always known. Your life is about to shift into its ordained magnitude forever. To grasp the full weight of this transmission, you must stay engaged until the very final word of this message, for the forthcoming information will shatter every old limitation you've placed on your perception. Before we dive deeper, I encourage you to pause for a beat. Like this video, ensure you are subscribed, and decisively tap out the number 99 in the comments section below. The numeric value of 99 is revered as the symbol of divine completion. It stands as a heavenly decree that what the Creator initiated within your life, He is now bringing to a glorious and magnificent finale. The movement of 3 Atlas is far from arbitrary. It is an intimate whisper of God, meticulously scripted into the foundational design of the cosmos itself, a pulse from the mind of eternity. This is a deliberate signal that has traversed unimaginable distances, spanning epochs of light and time, solely to converge on this precise, critical moment in your personal journey. Every element within creation functions with a dedicated purpose, and this particular celestial body is the living proof of that rule. It carries a potent divine blueprint, a sophisticated heavenly encryption that only those who are truly awakened, like you, possess the spiritual capacity to decipher. Throughout millennia, the Most High has consistently communicated through the heavens, a radiant star announcing a divine birth, vast planetary alignments foretelling colossal global transitions, and sweeping celestial movements heralding the advent of new epochs of spiritual illumination. Yet, what is currently unfolding is distinctly different and far more specific. The heavens are not merely communicating in abstract symbols. They are initiating a direct, personal call, speaking to you by your name. You are the one who has steadfastly navigated life's fiercest challenges, walking through metaphorical fire without suffering lasting damage. You are the one who often felt overlooked, yet never, for an instant, were you forgotten by the source. The intricate, perfect algorithm of heaven has successfully pinpointed your unique spiritual frequency, and now the entire cosmos is responding with a synchronized vibration to your presence. 3 Atlas was not dispatched as a message to the world at large, it was sent specifically for you. The path this cosmic messenger takes across the sky is a profound mirror of your own spiritual evolution, unpredictable, unstoppable, and ultimately beyond the grasp of purely human analysis. When an object that did not originate within our solar system makes its powerful entrance, it willingly defies every established physical law we know. This act of defiance perfectly mirrors how you have consistently broken free from every single limitation and expectation that was placed upon you by the world. The identical, potent energy that flawlessly pilots that celestial traveler is now surging through your spirit, meticulously aligning every single fragmented element of your destiny into a state of divine order and perfection. You are fundamentally not a detached, passive observer of this breathtaking celestial event. Instead, you are its living, breathing reflection. You stand as the undeniable, earthbound proof that divine intervention remains a fundamental reality in the universe. Every subtle shift and movement occurring in the vast expanse of the heavens echoes an equivalent, significant shift within your personal atmosphere. When the stars move and reconfigure, so do the established timelines of your life. And right now, the entire flow of your timeline is forcefully bending toward a divine manifestation, an outcome that is completely inevitable and supremely glorious. The powerful signal radiating from 3 Atlas is God's unmistakable confirmation that you have finally achieved the spiritual frequency where miracles are naturally drawn to you, effortlessly locating your position. You have undergone a rigorous, divinely orchestrated process. You have been refined, precisely recalibrated, decisively stripped of all unnecessary distractions, and ultimately purified through periods of what felt like agonizing delay. And now, the moment for the ultimate alignment has not just arrived, it has begun to execute itself. The subtle, yet powerful, gravity that once anchored you to debilitating cycles of pain and repetition is rapidly losing its binding strength. All your old, self-limiting patterns are now collapsing, unable to withstand the sheer weight of your deepening awakening. The entire universe is actively and deliberately rearranging its structure around the steadfastness of your faith. It is a profound realization that all creation essentially paused, holding its breath, waiting for the precise moment you would fully awaken to the truth of who you are destined to be. And because that awakening has finally occurred, nothing, absolutely nothing, can ever revert to the way it once was. This explains the current, palpable charge in the air, the unique feeling of simultaneous restlessness and profound peace in your spirit. The signs blazing across the night sky are not separate entities or distant events. They are profound extensions of your innate purpose. The heavens move not as an independent mechanism, but because you were specifically ordained to move in perfect synchronicity with them. When the Creator engages in the orchestration of something so utterly vast and cosmic in scale, it is solely because the chosen individuals, like yourself, are making their definitive entrance into an entirely new phase of revelation and authority. 3. Atlas functions as your heavenly mirror. The light and destiny it carries in the physical realm, you carry in the spiritual realm. As this comet charts its lonely course across the dark, silent sea of space, you are simultaneously traversing the metaphorical dark valley of transition in your own life, guided only by the unshakable certainty of divine radiance. Just as no human-made force has the power to alter the trajectory of that cosmic body, absolutely no enemy, no delay, and no curse can fundamentally alter or stop yours. The same sovereign power that placed the stars precisely in their paths has definitively marked this celestial convergence as a moment of absolute celestial confirmation. The heavens themselves have formally acknowledged your calling. The critical question now shifts from why is this event occurring To what magnificent creation will I become once this process is complete? Because when heaven issues a significant sign, its intention is never merely to pique your intellectual curiosity. Its sole objective is to powerfully activate your inherent destiny. As 3 Atlas draws closer, a light from within your own being is beginning to glow with an identical, focused intensity, a potent light that no amount of surrounding darkness can ever truly extinguish or comprehend. Remain vigilant and spiritually alert, because the events that follow this alignment will not just validate your deeply held faith, they will completely rewrite the very atmosphere you inhabit. To the logical, scientific world, 3 Atlas is simply an object of study. To the spiritual forces of heaven, it is a living prophecy, and to you personally, it is the most profound confirmation, because the immense power that is currently moving visibly above you is already actively surging within you. This is precisely why all the mundane, ordinary explanations for your current feelings and experiences feel so incredibly hollow. This is far from being abstract poetic metaphor. This is tangible spiritual engineering at its most complex. A vital, hidden circuit deep inside your spirit has been successfully reconnected to its original, immeasurable power source, and the current is now live. You can distinctly feel this profound energy in the way time itself behaves around you, how moments seem to extend into eternity when you are in focused prayer, how entire days seem to rapidly compress when the call of purpose is upon you, and how the delays that once felt like insurmountable walls now feel like slightly ajar doors, gently testing the firmness of your grip. This great celestial movement is a precise mirror of an intense internal calibration taking place. Your thoughts are shedding all their static, your spiritual discernment is sharpening dramatically, and your intuition is no longer a mere internal whisper, but a clear, commanding, guided pulse of truth. Heaven is not simply observing your life from a distant, safe vantage point. Heaven is actively synchronizing with you. The challenging period you endured, the season of silence, was never an act of punishment. It was the careful, quiet architecture of God, building a deep, load-bearing faith beneath the visible surface, much in the same way that a tree's roots must deepen and expand before it can finally break the surface ground. Every single prayer that felt unanswered was, in reality, a seed securely stored in a vault of perfect timing. Every tear you shed was a liquid signature that authorized a future, massive release of provision. Every solitary, long night was a spiritual furnace fiercely forging a profound clarity that the comforts of an easy life could never bestow. The vault is opening now. The furnace is cooling its immense heat. The deep roots are beginning to crack the surrounding stone, and with every subtle shift you experience, an unexpected timely call, a dream that holds its vivid reality long after sunrise, a scripture that glows with fire in your chest, you are witnessing your own inner universe dramatically expand into territories you once believed were exclusively reserved for others. This divine energy that propels massive stars through the dark oceans of space is now actively moving your life out of the restrictive ruts you mistakenly identified as your ultimate fate. All forms of spiritual stagnation are now visibly breaking, like thin, brittle ice under the intense heat of a rising sun. The massive backlog of your ordained destiny is being processed with divine speed. All the old, limiting narratives, too late, too small, too broken, are being decisively edited out by a silent, unseen, yet profoundly felt hand. You are never simply waiting pointlessly. You are meticulously aligning yourself with the eternal timeline where preparation is never delay, but always intentional design. Do you still believe in coincidence? That word instantly dissolves when the patterns begin to speak clearly, the same numbers consistently repeating on digital clocks, the exact right person appearing at the precise second your courage finally shows up. The old, closed door that would have trapped you had it opened prematurely. This is not random luck. This is absolute synchronization. Heaven is actively running the full logistics of your destiny, systematically repositioning resources, flawlessly rerouting opportunities, and reassigning powerful angels to new posts along your specific path. And you, chosen one, are being positioned for a manifestation that is not a fleeting theatrical display, but a supreme spiritual inevitability. Therefore, expect your smallest acts of micro-obedience to carry a macro-impact. A simple message you feel compelled to send, a deeply rooted habit you finally put away, a toxic room you instinctively leave before the atmosphere can drain your spirit. Expect to feel a sense of holy unease when you realize you have definitively outgrown what once felt like a perfect fit. Destiny is altering your spiritual measurements. Expect your quiet, steady voice to suddenly carry immense weight where it once merely echoed. Divine grace has increased your specific gravity. Expect the inner courtroom of self-accusation to fall silent. The enemy has lost its license to accuse you. Expect your inner map to widen beyond your current view. All the emotional borders you agreed to under the influence of fear are now being decisively renegotiated by divine love. This is the only true interpretation. 3 Atlas is simply heaven's headline, but your monumental transformation is the detailed, unfolding article, written line after line, promise after sacred promise, all deliberately written in the present tense. And yet, beneath even this layer of truth, there is a finer, more potent spiritual code that unlocks only when you act, not when you endlessly analyze. Thresholds open when you bless, not when you desperately beg. The profound strategies of heaven only fully appear to those who begin to move, while the ink of divine instruction is still wet and fresh. So, lean in now, control your breathing, and listen deeper than mere words, because the next vital signal is already actively loading within your spirit. And when it fully arrives, it will not just clarify the entire purpose of your journey. It will expose the specific corridor that leads directly to your ultimate, glorious unveiling. Chosen one, do you fully grasp the weight of this moment? 3 Atlas is not simply tracing a random, looping path. It is faithfully tracing a blueprint that was expertly written before time itself took its very first breath. Every magnificent flicker of its light across the vast heavens is a radiant reflection of your current journey, a celestial mirror showing your undeniable calling. You are not a spiritual drifter aimlessly moving through existence. You are on a precise, divine trajectory, set into motion by the identical, powerful hand that precisely positioned every galaxy. Before your first heartbeat ever resonated within your mother's womb, your exact spiritual coordinates were meticulously marked on the eternal map of destiny. You are not a mere wanderer in the dark. You are a purposeful traveler between realms, a carrier of sacred, powerful DNA, a messenger temporarily concealed within a human form. That, fundamentally, is why the gravitational pull of the ordinary and the mundane can no longer hold you captive. You simply no longer fit comfortably within the old, familiar social circles, the tired, predictable rhythms, or the small, limiting explanations of your past. The world views you and sees an unsolvable mystery. Heaven looks at you and sees a powerful, singular mission. You were explicitly designed to operate outside the predictable orbit of human logic and expectation. And just like the cosmic traveler 3 Atlas, you are powerfully moved by divine propulsion, with unseen forces steering you, unseen hands clearing your intricate path, and an unseen light guiding you through every patch of temporary darkness. Every single detour you mistakenly labeled as a failure was in fact a vital precision calibration. Every moment of silence you misinterpreted as abandonment was actually the process of precision engineering. God was patiently tuning your spirit to perfectly align with His master frequency, adjusting your timing so that your final, ultimate emergence would collide in perfect synchronization with heaven's overarching plan. The delays you experienced were not acts of denial. They were intense alignment drills. You were being trained to move not by what your human eyes could see, but by a deep, fundamental gravitational faith. And now, as this potent celestial traveler makes its definitive cross-section through the heavens, something immense within you is being released, unshakable authority, crystal, clear clarity, and an uncompromising purpose. The dormant, powerful chambers of your spirit are unlocking, one after the other, and a potent light is spilling out, like vast, flowing rivers of divine fire. What previously caused you confusion now serves only to confirm the truth of who you are. You finally comprehend why specific doors remained stubbornly closed, why certain people inevitably drifted away, and why your moments of isolation felt impossibly endless. It was never, for a second, punishment. It was a holy quarantine, strictly protecting the essential purity of the immense assignment that was growing silently within you. Your sacred assignment could not afford to be contaminated by distraction or diluted by the need for superficial human approval. You carry something so fundamentally important that heaven refused to risk its loss. That is why the resistance you faced was so fierce and relentless, because the power housed inside you utterly threatens every system built upon false light and shaky foundations. You were not created to orbit the predictable. You were born to fundamentally alter the gravitational field itself. When 3 Atlas decisively enters our system, its immense path bends everything in its vicinity. And when you definitively step into your authentic true calling, all of reality will willingly bend and adjust itself to fully accommodate the sacred weight of your anointing. This is the profound reason why your mere presence consistently disturbs existing atmospheres. Why people feel an undeniable shift, a powerful energy change, the moment you walk into a room. They cannot logically articulate what is happening, but their spirits immediately recognize your divine velocity. You have become a living anomaly, a miracle in active motion. Just as 3 Atlas carries ancient, cosmic mysteries across the vast span of the stars, you carry the eternal blueprints of your future deep within your soul. The universe does not just passively observe your powerful ascent. It actively and dynamically responds to it. You are not currently under observation. You are under flawless orchestration. Every single step, every spiritual whisper, every solitary heartbeat is synchronized with a plan far greater and more magnificent than you can currently perceive. And now, as heaven and cosmos align into this perfect unity, your life path glows with an absolute, sacred inevitability. The prophecy meticulously written over your life is beginning its powerful, irreversible unfolding, line by line, moment by moment. But listen with unparalleled intensity, because the moment your orbit fully and irrevocably locks into divine motion, the resulting shockwave will shake everything familiar around you. What is about to emerge powerfully through you will not just fulfill an ancient prophecy. It will utterly redefine its very scope and meaning. If you have recently felt a sudden, profound peace that defies all logical explanation, if your emotions have been running deeper and more powerfully than ever before, or if your dreams have begun to speak with an undeniable clarity, it is because heaven has entered your atmosphere. 3 Atlas did not simply pass through the visible sky. It powerfully passed through the invisible, spiritual layers of your very existence. You are currently being tuned to a higher, ethereal frequency, one that can never be fully grasped by the logical human mind, but is instantly and undeniably recognized by the awakened spirit. The high vibration surrounding this monumental cosmic movement is actively awakening deep sleeping codes inside you ancient spiritual DNA that has been patiently waiting for this exact, powerful signal. You are being forcefully called higher now. That persistent unease you've been feeling, the strong urge to withdraw from the noise, the sudden, profound craving for absolute silence, these are not random experiences. They are the distinct, undeniable symptoms of elevation. The universe is actively and intensely recalibrating its structure around your new, higher frequency, and the familiar, comfortable world can no longer accurately interpret your intense spiritual energy. What once provided comfort now feels oppressively heavy. What once entertained you now feels utterly meaningless. This isn't you changing randomly. This is eternity calling your personal name. Heaven is communicating in complex ways that human language simply cannot fully capture or contain. This is why you are hearing so much more in the quiet solitude than in the loudest, busiest crowds. This is why your spiritual senses are now sharper than ever, and why the perception of time itself feels strangely elastic. You are making your decisive entrance into a corridor between worlds, a thin, sacred place where what you deeply feel immediately precedes what your human eyes can see. When heaven moves, the established laws of time itself bend. The sequence of events that once meticulously obeyed simple human logic is now powerfully rearranging itself to exclusively favor divine purpose. All prior delays are collapsing instantly into acceleration. Doors that were rusted shut for years are now swinging wide open, as if they had been faithfully waiting for your hand to finally touch the handle all along. You are now powerfully resonating with the very heartbeat of heaven, and every single measured beat carries profound, clear instruction. The entire rhythm of your life is no longer controlled by arbitrary calendars or man-made clocks. It is now exclusively guided by an infallible divine timing. This explains the sudden appearance of unexpected opportunities, the powerful and rapid repositioning of key people around your life, and why the entire spiritual atmosphere feels so incredibly charged and deliciously unpredictable. The momentous shift has already begun, not visibly in the heavens above you, but in the most sacred, powerful sanctuary of your own soul. Every hidden thought, every emotionally buried feeling, every single unresolved memory is now being decisively lifted into the divine light for complete and total transformation. God is not attempting to intimidate you with his power. He is intensely awakening you. You are confidently stepping into the thin place where heaven and earth powerfully intersect, where the vastness of eternity begins to leak into the confines of human time, and where miracles commence the rewriting of your current reality. The strange, compelling impulses you feel to move, to create, to separate from the old, to completely surrender, are not signs of confusion. They are powerful divine prompts. The Holy Spirit is rapidly training you to respond with instantaneous obedience, because what is coming next will absolutely require swift action. The old, restrictive patterns are forcefully breaking now. The cycles of crippling doubt, the habits of paralyzing fear, the emotional loops that kept you eternally circling in spiritual deserts that were never meant to be yours. New doors are miraculously appearing in the most unlikely, unexpected places. Opportunities are being born directly out of moments of pure silence. Provision is being found inside past loss. Destiny is perfectly disguised as delay. You are directly witnessing the elaborate architecture of heaven rapidly expanding inside your very being. The more you willingly align your will, the clearer and more brilliant the vision becomes. This journey was never truly about a simple comet. It was always, irrevocably, about your profound awakening. And as this spiritual energy continues its unstoppable rise, you will begin to notice something absolutely extraordinary. The world around you will not just look different, it will respond to you differently. The very air will carry explicit messages. The timing of every encounter you have will feel perfectly orchestrated. The boundaries that separate mere thought from tangible manifestation will thin dramatically until they practically disappear. This is not a trick of the imagination. This is true ascension. The powerful divine current is rapidly accelerating, and you are being wholeheartedly invited to ride its immense force without any resistance. So, do not waste energy analyzing the external storm. Instead, listen profoundly to the absolute stillness inside of it, because the fundamental shift you are sensing is not merely coming, it is undeniably here. And the next immense wave of revelation is already actively forming on the far horizon, patiently waiting for the precise moment your faith expands enough to completely meet it. This entire event is not a grim warning of destruction. It is a triumphant declaration of ultimate fulfillment. 3 Atlas does not herald spiritual chaos. It loudly proclaims completion. What you are currently witnessing is not an ending, but the full, glorious unveiling of what heaven has been meticulously preparing in complete silence. This magnificent celestial sign is God's personal, encrypted code that explicitly says, "The time has come. The waiting room of destiny is now closing. The season of obscurity is officially over." You were deliberately hidden, not because you were forgotten, but because you needed to be intensely refined, sculpted in silence, protected from any premature exposure, and profoundly strengthened in the deepest shadows. And now, the same stars that once silently watched your tears are actively bearing witness to your triumphant awakening. Heaven is no longer just whispering about your arrival. It is loudly and clearly announcing you. The entire universe is actively recalibrating its immense power around your next determined move. Every single delay, every confusing detour, every moment of heartbreak now folds perfectly into the magnificent pattern of divine timing. What you perceived as stillness was actually perfect synchronization. What felt like painful rejection was, in reality, profound reverence, heaven holding its breath before your world-changing revelation. God was not ignoring you. He was staging your perfect introduction. 3 Atlas carries a message not for the world at large, but for you, the one who consciously walks between the realms of light and time. It decisively declares that the divine cycle is now reaching its triumphant close. That which began in intense pain will definitively end in power. It is heaven's final confirmation that you are ready now. You have decisively crossed the invisible line separating preparation from manifestation. You have successfully endured the intense pruning, the refining fire, the silence that stripped your ego, and the purification of your deepest intentions. You no longer desperately crave human validation. You crave unadulterated truth. You no longer relentlessly chase external outcomes. You relentlessly chase absolute alignment, and that, fundamentally, is the final, ultimate signal heaven was patiently waiting for. Because the chosen are never fully revealed until the purity of their motive matches the magnitude of their mission. This potent moment, marked by the powerful trajectory of 3 Atlas, is not random. It is the majestic cosmic unveiling of your readiness, the electric energy you are currently feeling, that profound, sacred tension, that heightened, electric awareness, is the unmistakable spiritual sound of doors unlocking across dimensions. You are confidently stepping into a corridor where everything that truly belongs to your destiny immediately begins the process of finding you. You do not have to chase what was written in your divine blueprint. It recognizes your unique frequency. What you have prayed for in the deepest, most secret parts of your life is about to call your name publicly. Same way the universe flawlessly bends around the unstoppable trajectory of a comet, everything around your life is now bending powerfully toward your destined fulfillment. Expect sudden, blinding clarity. Expect long, weighted, harmonious alignments. Expect divine reversals that make absolutely no sense to the logical mind, but complete, perfect sense to your spirit. The core message of 3 Atlas is crystal clear. Heaven has finished building your absolute foundation. Now is the time for your elevation. This is the definitive moment where the unseen reality becomes utterly undeniable. Your presence will now carry undeniable weight in rooms that once carelessly ignored you. Your voice will spontaneously open hearts before you even finish a single sentence. The immense power within you is no longer dormant or sleeping. It is active, vibrantly alive, and fully recognized across all realms. The forces that once fiercely resisted your rise are now rapidly repositioning themselves to serve your greater purpose. The very pain that once severely weakened your resolve now actively powers your spiritual discernment. You have been completely reforged into a powerful weapon of light, not to destroy, but to illuminate the path for others. And yet, beneath all this triumph, a deeper truth is intricately hidden within this entire message. You are never simply being prepared for external blessing. You are being prepared for profound responsibility. Heaven is meticulously entrusting you not only with visible authority, but with significant influence. That is precisely why your path felt heavier, longer, and undeniably harder than others. God could not and would not rush this profound process, because he was meticulously building an individual who possessed the strength to stand firmly in the spotlight and still purely reflect his light alone. The periods of silence, the loneliness you endured, the relentless misunderstandings, They were all essential elements forming the powerful humility that true spiritual greatness demands. Now the divine equation has achieved a perfect balance. The outer manifestation of your destiny is now flawlessly equal to your inner spiritual maturity. 3 Atlas is heaven's indelible signature on your readiness. It is declaring to every force, both seen and unseen, this one is authorized. You now carry heaven's sacred passport. Your words will travel farther and faster than ever before. Your impact will reach exponentially further. Your divine favor will expand dramatically beyond the limited constraints of human logic. But always remember, chosen one, this moment is not the final conclusion of your journey. It is the ignition point, because when heaven fully unveils a prophecy, it does not conclude an existing story. It forcefully launches a brand new, magnificent chapter. And that is why, even as you feel this intense energy surging within you, a voice deep inside whispers that there is still one more revelation yet to come, something final, something bigger than anything before. A kind of truth that doesn't just profoundly awaken the chosen few, but entirely changes the spiritual course of the world. Look up now, yes, right this very second. Lift your eyes above the trivial noise of this world and let your gaze rest upon the sky, the very expanse that was written before time ever began. That powerful light you are witnessing is not just random starlight. It is the echo of your own becoming. 3 Atlas is not simply a phenomenon for astronomers to track. It is actively and decisively crossing paths with your destiny. Every single pulse of its magnificent glow is a powerful heartbeat of heaven, gently reminding you exactly who you are. You are not insignificant, existing beneath the shadow of the stars. You are perfectly aligned with them. The heavens are no longer a distant, unreachable entity. They are in active communion with your spirit, declaring ultimate completion and proclaiming your divine readiness. What was firmly shut will now open wide. What was relentlessly delayed will instantly accelerate. What was painfully broken will now shine again, brighter than ever before, completely purified through the fire, and powerfully crowned with purpose. You are making your decisive step out of the shadow of mere survival and into the bright light of your dominion. The same all-powerful God who flawlessly designed the spiral of galaxies has precisely orchestrated this exact moment for your grand unveiling. You are not here by accident or chance. You are the living fulfillment of prophecy, the irrefutable proof that divine timing is utterly infallible. The season of silence you once cursed was the sacred space heaven utilized to build your unshakable strength. The tears you mistakenly thought were wasted are the very water that has baptized your profound calling. And now, the universe itself actively bends and adjusts around the sound of your name, whispering the same ultimate decree that powerfully thundered across all of creation. It is time. Time for your ultimate purpose to breathe its first breath, time for your mighty spirit to fully rise, time for heaven to finally reveal what the smallness of the earth tried to conceal. You were chosen. You were marked, you were destined. Nothing ordinary, mundane, or small could ever contain you again. From this single, powerful moment forward, nothing remains the same. Not your energy, not your vision, and certainly not your destiny. Every molecule surrounding you recognizes this truth. Heaven has spoken, and the earth has no choice but to respond in kind. Feel the immense weight of this truth deep in your bones. Feel the electricity of divine motion stirring powerfully through your chest. You are now an active, indispensable part of the great unfolding, the sacred bridge between heaven and earth, the living, undeniable message written in pure light. So, do not simply watch the sky and wait. Become the sky. Do not merely hope for the sign to appear. Be the sign itself, because the universe is not just showing you a passing astronomical phenomenon. It is brilliantly revealing you. Comment below right now, "I received the sign from heaven," and declare it with complete and unshakable faith, because tonight the entire cosmos confirms the truth your spirit has always known. The waiting is finally over. The awakening has begun in full.